All right, guys, and now, now I just kind of wrote a little bit of a couple examples here. So this is the last bit of what I wrote for um, this topic. So there are different styles of mirrors as well, like a carnival with a fun house of mirrors that give off different reflections of you. It's still you standing in the mirror, but the mirror is reflecting you in a different light. The same way can be said in reverse. Reality is still reality, but the way you are perceiving things may be reflected at you in a different light. Two people can have experience Two people can experience the same event but have two totally different experiences of that event. One dramatic example, let's say you have those two people that have had a business for some time, and let's say that business is on the decline. One of them feels like they should step away, or maybe for them they want to do something else now, while the other wants to keep going. But that person that wants to keep going knows within themselves that something about the business has to change in order to be more successful. Let's say the building that their business is in just so happens to get broken into and someone steals everything. The next day they both come in. Of course, it's both tragic what has happened, but most likely the two are going to have a different experience of what just happened. Both will be struck with grief, but the one that wanted to leave in the first place, it won't hit him as hard as the other because to him he wanted to leave already. So to him, this may be his opportunity to move on. The other may be struck down with grief and maybe even become depressed. But both people can still have this blessing in disguise, though. The one that got to leave when it was convenient, and the other may just use this as an opportunity to look within to what needed to be changed in order for him to continue the business and grow. Now, a more esoteric example is that you can have two people walking in a field, and perhaps one of them on the inside is questioning the mysteries of life, while the other never really thinks of that kind of stuff. Maybe they don't believe that there's much more to life than what's happening in front of them. Let's say that these two people are walking in a field and then a UFO appears for a split second in the sky. The one who has been questioning the mysteries of life very deeply might be the only one that saw this happening while the other didn't. Maybe what happened was, while they were walking, the one that doesn't question life much noticed that his shoe was untied and decided in that moment to bend down and tie his shoe. And in that exact moment, while his focus was on his shoe, this UFO appeared in the sky, and when he looked up, it was gone. So to him, he didn't experience it at all. The other had his gaze out into space, so he saw it very clearly, and to him, it happened. To the other, it didn't. The other the other claims they knew what they saw because they have this open mind, while the other claims it has to be their imagination because those things aren't real. Both are creating their reality with their perceptions, and both are getting what they create. So this event both happened and it didn't happen, depending on who you are and how you showed up in that moment. Now, the same event can be taking place, and let's say you have those same two people, but this time let's say they are both questioning the mysteries of life. One of them is more open to it, while the other is still open, but maybe they are afraid of going out of the norm, and maybe these ideas, even though they are interested, they are still a little freaked out about it all because it may go against everything they were brought up to believe. So while they are open to it, they may not truly be looking. They are both walking in a field, and let's say again that the one's shoe is untied and he happens to bend down to tie it, and in that moment, a UFO appears in the sky. The one sees it and the other doesn't. Now, the other doesn't see it not because he didn't believe in that kind of stuff, but perhaps it was because he just wasn't ready to see that kind of thing just yet. It would have shocked him and maybe even struck some fear inside of him. But the one that saw it says they saw it with so much passion that to the one that didn't see it, he thinks to himself, well, it must have happened. This to him can be an opportunity for him to dive deeper into the mysteries of life and not care so much about going out of the norm. And perhaps he might let go of some fears that he has about it all. In each example, life reflected back at these people who they are in those moments. The one that didn't see the UFO but was open and wanting to learn more about these things One day they may just have the experience of something similar if they are passionate enough about it and are really searching for it. In reality, they aren't actually searching for anything. They are actually creating an experience to happen for them. In another sense, they are aligning themselves with a reality where this sort of thing that has happened will happen. Everything that has ever happened and is ever going to happen has already happened and is busy happening. What aligns you with those realities is who you are in each moment. With each choice you make based on your inner world will determine the timeline you end up on. Your inner world will reflect into your outer world. If there is something you wish to experience but yet never do anything about, chances are you're never going to experience it. The possibility and potential is always there, though. There is a version of you that it is busy happening to. You need to make the choices in order to align yourself with that version of you. Or it may always remain a fantasy within your imagination. For some, this is enough. For others, it isn't. It all depends on how much you really want to experience a certain thing. Life begins to take shape based on the choices you are making. If you are one that can't make up your mind and you keep changing your mind about things, then life might be a series of random events that seem to be happening to you. But if you have a goal in mind and you make choices that push you in that direction and you continuously make those same choices, then eventually your goals happen. But you have to keep making those choices until it appears right before your eyes. This may take years, but eventually it will happen. Some goals take shorter periods of time, such as a few weeks or even months, some even days. It all depends on you. You may find yourself in settings where you're in a room with some people in it and everything just falls right into place in that room. Maybe you're all working together on something and everyone knows their part without having to say anything. You might be thinking of something and then all of a sudden someone else actually says out loud what you were thinking. Perhaps other people in that room were also thinking the same thing as well. You're all acting as mirrors for each other. Magic happens. If you love yourself, then you will be surrounded by others who are loving themselves and also love you and who also love you and you love them. If you hate yourself, then you will be surrounded by those who also hate themselves. Life will always reflect back at you the way you are in each moment. The way we are on the inside is the way that life will reflect itself back at us. This is the meaning of a room full of mirrors.